Hey, all right, let's talk about turning your business, your work, your career into an act of radical self love so that you can essentially reach your financial goals with a lot more ease and create crazy growth in a way that feels deeply satisfying to all of you. So, this is a pretty important topic for me. Right now, I'm in a phase in my business where I'm focused on what I call safe and supportive money. Essentially, if something doesn't feel deeply nourishing to me, if it doesn't feel safe, if it doesn't feel supportive, even if it might bring in a lot of money, then it's a no. And I do realize that I'm very lucky that I'm there, right? Like I wasn't always there. There was a time in my business a few years ago where I could not say no to a client, even if that client was not the right fit, where I could not say no to an opportunity, even if I felt like saying no. So I honor that not everyone is here. The issue with that, I would say, is that it's counterproductive. So, for example, the more clients you have in your roster or in your business that are not aligned clients, the more attracting clients is going to feel like a burden because something in you is going to be afraid of who you're going to attract next, or is not going to trust that you're going to be able to keep your boundaries in alignment with what you want. So for me at this point, I make creating safe and supportive and nourishing money a priority. That means that I don't do anything that doesn't feel safe, supportive, or nourishing. That includes I don't use strategies that I don't love. I don't launch because that has never felt safe or supportive. I don't take on clients that I don't have a real resonance with. I might do that initial 90-minute intensive because I offer such value in that. Like, I wish I could do it with every single human in the world and teach them my hatching protocols because for me, that is such a huge part of healing and being able to move out of that sense of contraction into expansion that everybody needs it. So I have no problem doing that initial intensive with people, but then I need to be honest with myself about whether or not this person feels nourishing to me and whether or not they're in resonance with me in terms of doing, like working together for 5 months, 9 months. Sometimes I have clients I've worked with for 2 years. So if something feels misaligned, if something feels draining, then I let it be a no. I want, and this is what I want for you too. I want my body, I want my nervous system, my mind, my energy to feel safe with money and with the process of making money. Because in this society, money has often been weaponized. The process of making money has been a way to keep us controlled, to keep us down, to rather than adding freedom, it feels like it removes freedom. And so for me, I want the process of making money to feel like an act of love. And if it feels like a weapon and it feels like an obligation rather than an act of love, then it's a no. So if you want more financial freedom, more clients, higher level contracts, something that feels steady and where you're working with people who are highly committed and a delight to work with, and you want that ease, you want that flow in your work, then you basically have to commit to creating what I call a relaxation response in your body when it comes to money. It almost is a practice having a relaxation and a joy response, a nourishment, satisfaction response in your body around making money, having money, holding money, and in terms of receiving more clients, having more visibility, um, asking and receiving what you want, all of that has to feel so normal in your body that your body opens and relaxes around it rather than starts to dread it. All right, so that's what we're going to talk about today. How essentially making love and nourishment and safety and support kind of your compass in your business has tremendous value in terms of increasing your capacity to create and receive what you want in your life and in your business or in your career. Before I dive in, I want to take just a minute to introduce myself in case you're new to me and give you a couple different ways for us to maybe continue this expansion journey so that you can kind of create that sense of self-mastery as well as create that steady growth and consistent results in your income and in your life. So if you're new to me, feel free to say hi, by the way. I'm Elsa. Let me know where you're watching this from. I'm in beautiful, sunny Boulder, Colorado in the USA. I'll definitely come back and say hi to you if you say hi to me. So in my personal life, I'm really quite boring. I'm a total bookworm. I'm a spiritual nerd. I love to spend time outside with my dogs. I like to dance. And usually on the weekend, you can find me doing one of these things, except if I'm grocery shopping, then you can find me at the grocery store. Professionally, for the last 20 years, I've worked as a psychotherapist, an expansion expert, and a strategist for entrepreneurs and leaders. I essentially help my clients rewire their nervous system, their brains, their energy level, and their business so that they can feel in complete control of themselves, of their lives, and move past some of the limits and the upper ceilings that are sabotaging their growth and their income, and have the ability to kind of create some extraordinary results without feeling like it's coming at a very high cost to them. So all my work is basically focused on both emotional freedom and financial freedom and mixing the two together, because when you do that, you have real true freedom. So how to work with me some more? Well, I have a number of different packages that I offer, but right now I'm focusing on two. I have my 1 month immersion. It's actually 5 weeks where you and I work together one-on-one. It includes my Pillar of Expansion program included in that. And we kind of create an entire roadmap for you to reach that next level and that whatever goal you're looking to reach in partnership with your nervous system and your brain and your energy levels so that you essentially stop getting in your own way and sabotaging your results, and you have the capacity to create and receive the results you want. So that's kind of 5-week intensive. It gives you the real broad foundation of this work. And it gives you kind of a roadmap of towards expansion and living and moving from the expanded state. Then I have my luminescence program. This is the full journey. And people can pick either 5 months or 9 months. And this is just a deep dive into completely rewiring your neurology, your identity, your strategies for growth and for the achievement of steady, consistent results and goals. So how do you get started? Everybody gets started the same way. You and I do a 90-minute one-on-one Wired for Wealth intensive. In this intensive, this is a deep dive introduction to nervous system expansion work, to rewiring your brain and your energy, your neurocircuitry for expansion. We figure out exactly what are the blocks and the inner wounds, the missing experience that have essentially kept you small, have blocked your progress, have blocked your ability to create and hold results. And then I take you through my proprietary protocol. This is a step-by-step process for bringing you out of that sense of contraction back into regulation, liberation, and then expansion. And if you do nothing but that with me, it will change your life. And then at the end of this 90 minutes, if you want to continue to do some work with me, then based on your needs, your goals, your budget, we'll figure out which of my your preferences. We'll figure out which of my packages, my programs is most appropriate for you. So you're going to find a link to book this 90-minute one-on-one session with me in the description of this video. And you'll find like all the stuff around prices. It's actually at a 55% saving since you're a new client. So you lose nothing essentially by doing that. And I've got 3 open for August. All right. So let's talk about love and capacity. When you're creating more in your business, in your career, in your finances, it has to be all about safety and making more feel really comfortable, feel really supportive, even feel natural to your nervous system, to your brain, to your energy level. Like you have more than enough energy, more than enough capacity to hold it. Like it's a no big deal. This is that when I was talking about creating a relaxation response in the body, it's like your body opens and lean back. Like, of course, no problem. Making, 50K months, no problem. Bringing in a 10 extra clients, no problem. Working with this amazing contract that is the highest level contract I've ever worked on, no problem. That sense of safety is essentially a sensation that there is no problem. It's natural, it's normal, it feels good. You never want to feel like more comes at a cost. The moment you have that sensation, you're back in contraction. I actually did a video a few weeks, couple weeks ago, called When More Feels Like Less. That's all about that. But this is something that I struggle with, and I have struggled with in my growth. This sense of allowing my whole being to feel safe and to feel deeply supported and natural with more, and to not assume that more clients, more money, more visibility, even like hiring more support equals more responsibility, more problems, more fires to put out, more bullshit to deal with, more attacks and criticism, less freedom, less ease, less sense of safety. Because the moment we have that response, and it's a pretty common response if you're kind of a sensitive human, then right away you are in a sabotaging and resistance pattern. And your flow is constricted, both your inner flow in terms of showing up powerfully, consistently, creating, being inspired, being motivated, and your external flow in terms of being able to receive and see opportunities and actually hold the results that you want. When we feel like this, the more is less contraction, then essentially you could be doing everything to grow, all the strategic stuff, but your neurology is blocking your expansion. Your neurology is blocking your progress. It's blocking your ability to receive the results you desire and the results that you're working so damn hard to create, because you are now armored. It's almost like, I like to use the example of those castles in Europe that have the moat and the bridge. It's like the bridge is up. So you could have all sorts of stuff waiting for you, opportunities, money, clients, but the bridge is up. Nothing can come in. And you're doing, and you're wondering why nothing's happening, why nothing's working. It's because you're armored. Your bridge is up. your nervous system is in friction and contraction. And so you are blocking your receivership as well as your leadership in many ways. So growth in your career, in your business, in making money has to feel sustainable, steady, simple, satisfying, nourishing in your body, in your mind, and in your energetic, like your energy level. If not, resistance, sabotage. So if you're in a place where your income has plateaued, or maybe it's even gone down, where what you're doing is not potentially working, or you're not getting the raise or the promotion you've been working so hard for, you might want to look at where what you're doing doesn't feel like love, where growth doesn't feel like love, and where you feel like you're in resistance with more. So money, I like to say, is a ripple. It's an emergence. It's a wonderful and happy symptom of bringing your body into the expansion state, of having your energy feel open and elevated and in flow. And you do that by making decisions and making moves in your work that come from a place of love and come from a place that honors all of you. Everything you do, all the decisions you make, every person or strategy or contract that you welcome in your field literally has to feel safe and supportive. When you do that, when you make that sense of safety, support, nourishment, almost like the compass upon which you base everything you do, all the decisions you make in your work, in your life, really, that's true for your life too, by the way, then what you start to develop is a deep sense of self-trust. Like you've got your own back. And because you're safe with you, then you start to feel safe with your business. You start to feel safe with the people you work with. You start to feel safe with the results you're calling forth. But it starts with feeling safe with you. If you are continuously making choices that drain the shit out of you, that sap your confidence, that make you feel small, that you essentially hate your life because of, or you hate your work because of them, then you're not building the safe trust that is at the foundation of creating growth. Because at the foundation of capacity is that sense of safe trust. When you know you've got your own back and you're safe with you, and that no matter what, you are not going to abandon yourself. You are not going to dishonor yourself just so you don't disappoint someone else, just for a buck. Like you really know you've got your own back. Then literally you start to feel safe with growth. You start to feel safe with more because that sense of self-trust naturally increases your capacity. You feel bigger. And because you feel bigger, you feel like you can hold more. It's really very simple. So when you feel supported from the inside out, then literally you are moving through life from this place of overflow, of openness, from a deeply unwavering sense of safety and security, because you are your center. You are like the eye of the hurricane. You know you've got you. And you feel grounded, you feel calm, you feel certain. You feel like no matter what happens, you've got what it takes to handle it. And when you're moving from that, you're literally embodying ease, spaciousness, joy, and there's no resistance. There's no constriction. There's no restriction to how far and how big you can get. Your capacity is literally increasing with every breath. And it expands exponentially all on its own. And that's when essentially you're receiving more while doing what you love, which is the true measure of success. So the path to abundance is through abundance. When you are sensing and embodying the spaciousness, the joy, the ease, the security of abundance in your body, in your identity, in your being first as a foundation, then everything can come in. And then you become a match for what you want. So, by the way, this doesn't mean that you're not going to have days or weeks or maybe even months where you're working a lot, where you're extremely focused and productive. But if you are doing it from this place of love, from this embodiment of abundance and trust, then whatever you're doing will feel like flow. It will feel like inspiration in motion. It won't feel like pushing, like hustling, or like a grind that you have to do that you resent. Like people say to me all the time, Ilsa, how the hell do you do all of this? Like you've got pretty much a full private practice. You run a few groups a month on top of your one-on-one clients. You show up almost every single day on social media. You do these trainings once to twice a week. How the fuck are you doing all of that? Where are you getting the time and the energy? One, I have a really amazing business model, which feel free to hit me up about. I'll be happy to share with you how I've created all this recurrent income and lots of freedom and stuff. But the truth is, this doesn't feel like work. Like me doing this training right now because I've got an hour feels easeful. It feels inspired. It feels in motion. It doesn't feel like hustle. Like sometimes I feel a little guilty because I could be doing more and I'm not. So receiving more money, working with high-level contracts and clients, being seen in your bigness, and shamelessly asking for what you want and enjoying receiving it and experiencing it is something you wire in your nervous system. Ease and enjoyment in your career, in your leadership, in your growth model is something you anchor in your nervous system. And I mentioned the nervous system. I work a lot with the brain and I work a lot with your energy level as well, especially when we're talking about capacity and expansion, breaking rules, like all of that stuff. That's a lot. Like belief work is more brain work, like that kind of neurocircuitry. But for me, the nervous system is still at the foundation of everything. Your nervous system literally defines the rules and the beliefs that you have. It defines whether or not you feel drained and overwhelmed in your energy, or whether you feel really expansive and energized and revitalized in your energy. So for me, the nervous system work is a foundational piece, which is why I always come back to it. That doesn't mean that brain training and upgrading your energy level doesn't have a place in it. It has a big place in the work I do with clients, but it is also a ripple of the nervous system work. So here's what people don't get. Whatever you desire to create and receive in your career, in your business, in your life, how you desire to show up and be received, the visibility, the recognition that you want, the strategy that you are using to create the results you want, all of it has to be primed in your neurology first to make it safe, to make it supportive, to make it nourishing in here. When you prime something in your nervous system, in your brain, in your energy level, so that it feels normal, so that it feels natural, so that it feels like a relaxation response in your body, then achieving it, receiving it, holding it becomes 100 times easier. All that friction, all that blocks, all that doubt, all that sabotaging, all that overwhelm, that sense of feeling drained, of not having not having what it takes, not being enough, not knowing what to do next, all of that dissolves. Which is why I always say, actually, I don't know if I always say, I should say it more often. Neurology has to be a foundational piece of strategy. Neurology has to be a foundational part of your goal achievement process, so that what you do can feel deeply nourishing, so that the doubt, the fear, the overwhelm, the shame, the sense of not being enough, of not deserving, of not having what it takes, all that resistance, all that bullshit, all that conditioning and that wounding that we have collected over the years starts to lose its hold on you. It starts to lose its power, and it actually literally starts to become irrelevant and inexistent. When you do this work, when you make that neurology, the nervous system work, kind of like at the foundation of your growth strategy, then that is the most loving path. Because you're literally anchoring ease, safety, trust, support. You're anchoring that and making that the foundation of everything you do and create. Receiving with ease, with pleasure, with confidence is a sensate experience first and foremost. Yes, there's thoughts and beliefs that need to be associated with it, but first and foremost, it's something you feel. Like when something is easeful, you just feel it. When something is in flow, it feels good. Not in here, in here. That's when success in your business, in your career, it's just like what I call a gift freely given. It's something that arrives without sacrifice, without cost. That's why I think that creating extraordinary results, steady growth, starts in your nervous system as an embodiment of love. This way, all of you, all parts of you, essentially become matched, are primed in your neurology, in your identity, in your energy, even in the strategy you use. All of you is primed to receive what you desire in a way that feels actually really simple and sustainable and never requires a high cost or sacrifice from you. All of us, I was mentioning this at the beginning of this training when I said that money has been weaponized in this culture. It's in the collective. So we all have trauma and conditioning that lives in our body that needs to be made whole so that we can enjoy our financial freedom, our growth in a way that feels really satisfying. And so that we can create successful and happy lives too, and relationships. It's not just about money. Money, honestly, it's what I talk about in here because it's what sells, right? But, why do you want money? You want money because it's going to make your life deeply nourishing and fulfilling and easier. It's about your life. It's not about the money. The money is a tool. So all that trauma gets to be made whole in your body so that you can have the growth you desire, the freedom you desire, so that you can create a really successful and happy life, so that you can have deeply satisfying, intimate relationships, so that your health is restored and repaired and revitalized. Money work is body work. And money work is literally loving ourselves back into a place where we feel so safe being ourselves, so safe being here in the world, so belonging to the world, so safe being seen, being big, taking space, so safe, daring to want what we want and go after what we want, that receiving it becomes second nature. It becomes expected. It becomes deserved and no big deal. So you're loving yourself back into this place of wholeness and safety that becomes the foundation of everything you create in your work, in your money, in your relationships, in your leadership, in your life. And this is why business is actually a path of radical love, because business, making money, work is going to bring up all your shit. It's going to heal everything in you or demand that you heal. Some of us don't heal it. Some of us ignore it and just keep pushing and sabotaging ourselves all the way to the grave. But business, growing in your career, making more money, is literally going to force you to acknowledge, to meet, to hold, to heal everything in you that believes that staying small is safer. Everything in you that was conditioned to feel undeserving, unworthy, not good enough, unlovable. Everything in you that is afraid that if you dare to be yourself, if you dare to be big, if you dare to claim your power, if you dare to be visible, you will be judged, you will be attacked, you will be rejected and abandoned. Literally, your business will force you to heal, to meet, to love everything in you that believes that good stuff, success, is for other people, not for you. This is why growth, achieving goal, is actually a path of love, of radical self-love, because it forces you to meet, to acknowledge, to hold, to heal, and to rewire all of that shit. All that shit that's not even yours. Stuff that people have put on top of you. So this is my great request for you. Do not leave your body and your nervous system out of the equation. When you're looking at achieving goals, I don't care if they're money goals or weight loss goals or growth goals in your business or client goals, it doesn't matter. Do not leave your body and your nervous system out of the equation, because when coming up with the right strategy and the right pathway to growth, money, fulfillment includes your body and your nervous system as a partner, not only are you now in a process of radical self-love, but you literally start to dissolve and make whole all the resistance that is there in the unconscious, in behind the curtains where you can't see it. So that is my invitation. Always check that the impulse to do, that the actions you take, the decisions you make, the invitations you make to clients, or like the strategy you use, all of it comes from a place of deep love, of safety, of groundedness, of inspiration and nourishment, and not from a place of feeling like you have to prove yourself because you're not enough or there's not enough, aka from a place of lack. Make sure that everything in your work, in your business, is an act of love and is supporting all parts of you. And when something comes up that feels like I'm not enough, I don't know what I'm doing, then meet it. Love it back to wholeness, to fullness. Really anchor that sense of self-trust and self-support. In my experience, we are all innately wired for wealth, just like we're wired for joy. But without that nervous system work, without that neurology of expansion, we don't know how to love ourselves and feel worthy enough to allow it to allow the growth, the wealth, the joy fully in. Without this work, we unconsciously get in the way. We resist our ability to receive with ease, with joy, with play. And we believe that we have to literally make up for our limitations, for our brokenness, for our undeservingness by working a shit ton, by pushing ourselves to burnout, by overextending ourselves, overgiving, undercharging, by asking too little and allowing ourselves to receive too little. So this is the deep foundation piece of easeful, steady, consistent, deeply simple and satisfying growth in the process of creating extraordinary results and goals. We make love and safety the foundation so that we don't make struggle the foundation. So this is the neurology of income expansion, essentially. And it's actually what supports the strategy that you are using to create the results you want. So expanding your nervous system capacity, rewiring your brain, elevating your energetic level, or upgrading your energetic level, all that stuff is the missing link that makes all the work you are doing to grow yourself, your leadership, your business, your work, your income. It makes all the work you're doing finally work. And work in a way that's actually feels good to you, not just feels like it's working, but you're paying the cost for it. So that's my training today. I hope you got something out of it. I would love to help you achieve crazy levels of success. And so if you want to turn your business and your money in an act of radical self-love, you want to remove all that rub, all that resistance, all these restrictions, then I would love to work with you. I would love to help you experience feeling deeply safe and supported, nourished in your work, in your life, with your money, in the process of making money. As I shared at the beginning of this training, the way to get started with that is to do my 90-minute Wired for Wealth intensive at a 55% saving on it if you're new to me. And during that intensive, we're going to essentially discover the unique wounds that are holding you back. What are some of the contractions that are blocking your leadership and your receivership? And then I'm going to take you through my proprietary process to unlock you, unlock your power, unlock your growth, your business, your receivership, and bring you out of that sense of contraction back into a place of relaxation, liberation, and expansion so that you can start to create the results you want with a lot more ease and a lot more speed. So I would love to take your life, your business, your work, your leadership, your wealth to new levels and to restore that flow, both your own internal flow of what comes out of you and the external flow of what you get to receive. And to do that in a way that is in partnership with your nervous system and your energetic capacity. So to schedule that initial intensive, just click the link in the description of this video. And by the way, if you've done one of those with me before and you're ready to do more work, I'm also including just doing an enrollment call. Like that's 25 minutes one-on-one with me for free. We'll look at what goal you're trying to create and how, which package, which program, whether you want to do just a 5 weeks immersion, whether you want to do more long-term work in my luminescence program, and we'll figure out what makes the most sense for you. Please do not book that 25-minute free call if you haven't done a 90-minute call with me. That's really the foundation of the work. It's going to give you a really great sense of whether or not you want to continue working with me, and it's going to give me a sense whether or not we're a good fit and I can support you. All right, that's what I have for you. Have a wonderful rest of the week, rest of the months. By the way, I've got 3 of these 90-minute intensive available for this month. So just book them while they're still available. All right. Bye, guys.